Bro, Anthony Davis is always hurt, I swear, dog. This dude is like limping up the court.
Well, that's how the show will start. I'm your host, Jordan Jackson. It's super quiet this episode for some reason. Last time I was on, I did not win. You want to introduce yourself, guy in the blue ghost?
I'm Bailey. Last time I was on, I won. And this is the 13th episode, so I'm a little nervous, like you said, bad luck, but I always have good luck, so we'll see how this goes.
Okay, Red Ghost, you want to introduce yourself?
I'm George, and I have one episode, but it was not the last one I was on, unfortunately.
Yellow Ghost?
I'm Matt, and I got destroyed last episode. I think I have 4 wins, though. 4 or 5, I think.
Pink Ghost?
I'm Christian, and if I win this one, I would have won over half of these.
All right, let's jump into this. Bailey, before we came on, I asked you for a year. What year is that?
2003.
2003. George, I asked you for a year. What year is that?
2009.
2009. Matt, I asked you for a sport.
I'm going to go MLB baseball.
Oh, God.
Yeah, you said any sport, man.
I'm so mad. All right, Christian, pick a conference, I guess.
American League.
All right. All right, Bailey. Name. And I was not expecting baseball, so this really threw a wrench in. Name. 5 of the top 8 teams in the American Conference League, 2009.
2009. Well, I don't know what team is in what conference, so I'm just going to throw out some teams and hope for the best. The Yankees, the Red Sox, the Dodgers, the Mariners, the Mariners, and the Angels.
All right. I'm so confused right now, guys. I don't know baseball, if y'all couldn't tell. You said the whole...
Sport.
You said the American League, right, Christian?
Yeah.
All right. I'm sorry, Bailey. I was trying to look this up. Could I hear 5 of those teams again?
Yeah. The Yankees, the Red Sox, the Dodgers, the Mariners, and the Angels.
All right. Okay, hold on. I see 3 of those here. All right.
What were those 3 teams? I know the Yankees.
I'm seeing Yankees, Red Sox, and the Angels, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then did you
Angels
say,
are National League, I thought.
according to this right here,
Oh, no, they're American
they
League.
were the top of the AL West. All right. And then, did you say the Twins?
No, I did not say the Twins.
Okay. And you didn't say the Rangers?
No, I did not say the Rangers.
Okay, all right, yeah. All right. George. 2008. Same question.
2008. The Rockies are National League, so this is still American League, right?
Still American League.
You dodged that one.
Boston Red Sox, New York Giants, the Mets.
All right, let's go team by team here. What was the first one you said?
The Red Sox.
The Red Sox. Okay.
The Yankees.
The Yankees. Oh, and I got to do this to you also, Bailey. Okay.
The Marlins.
Marlins, like as in Seattle, right?
Nah, the Florida.
Those are the Mariners.
Are they in the American League?
I have no idea.
So I'm not. No, they're in the National. So.
Nah.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to give you another one, Bailey. All right, 2 more guesses. If you want to guess them.
The Mets.
The Mets are also in the other conference.
Rough start. The Giants.
The Giants are in the other conference as well.
Well, that just shows you how much I know about baseball. So.
All right, Matt. 2007.
All right. 2007, Red Sox won the World Series. So I'm gonna say the Red Sox.
Hang on, let me pull it up.
Okay.
Red Sox.
I'm just gonna have to go Yankees. The Cleveland Indians.
Not seeing them.
Boo, Matt. Boo.
No.
They're not called that anymore.
Hey, this is 2007.
Wait. What's their new name? What's their new name?
The Guardians. The Guardians.
Okay, so they are on here.
Okay, I didn't know if it was gonna show up on there, so I just called them the Indians.
Cancel Matt.
The Rangers.
Rangers. Are you reading something, sir?
No, you want to see my screen? It's completely black.
He's just looking it up.
Well, I'm thinking of American League team. I'm just gonna go the Astros.
Were they called the Astros? Are they called the Astros now?
Yeah. They were called, I don't even know if they were the Astros in 07, to be honest.
They were National League. And Christian, you kind of got the short end of the stick here.
The Astros are not National League, or were they?
It says right here, they were behind the Cardinals, all right, in the NL Central.
That's crazy.
Christian, you got the short end of the stick here, 2003.
Yankees, Red Sox.
Wait. Yankees, Red Sox.
Yeah. The A's.
Does that stand for something?
The
Oakland.
Athletics. Oh wow, they're on there. The Mariners. No way. I thought they were. I was like scared they were the National League.
93 and 69. They were right under the Athletics this year.
The Orioles.
Oh, no, that one was wrong. I messed up.
Was that 5? Did I guess 5 already?
Yeah. So you're really 4 and -1, but 5.
Okay.
All right. Matt, you're never picking the freaking sport again. All right. Let's move on to.
You just told me any sport.
I know, but
Bailey said water polo.
That really caught me off guard. All right.
I'd pick basketball, but
Let's
I
get
pick
into
it every
this.
week.
2020 draft class records. 2 is leading that right now. 18 and 9. Jalen Hurts is 17 and 10. Justin Herbert is 19 and 20. Joe Burrow 16 and 17 and 1. What do you guys got to say about this? George has the least amount of points, you can go ahead and start.
I think like to start off, the 2020 draft class is kind of fire. Like I didn't realize it was all that. That's 4 Pro Bowl caliber quarterbacks right there in a single draft class. I think Tua just luckily has like the somehow best record. I think that's kind of crazy. Burrow and Herbert obviously probably the best statistically, even though Burrow missed his first season basically with the ACL tear, and the Bengals went awful his first year. But I think Jalen Hurts is going to be the best one of them all when he wins the Super Bowl this year.
All right. I know Bailey's an Eagles fan. You want to pick up from that?
How fat was that nut?
I think Tua is probably the best out of all the quarterbacks out of the quarterbacks drafted in the 2020 draft. I think the list shows how important it is to let your quarterback sit. You don't rush him into the starting job. Give him, Jalen Hurts, he had a season to sit, half a season. Tua, he got to sit for, a season as well. And they're coming in and, playing great. Tua is phenomenal. He took Jalen Hurts' starting job back in college. So, I think that makes him better as well. I love Jalen Hurts. I think he's the man. But as Tyreek Hill said, Tua is the most accurate quarterback in the NFL.
All right, Matt, you want to go from that?
Yeah, it's kind of a toss-up for me with Tua and Jalen Hurts because they're just so great. And, we've actually been able to see these two quarterbacks have like a good receiving core as well. And this is like the first year of them having an offense developed around them. And it just shows like how great they are, especially this year. Justin Herbert, I still think, man, I really thought he was going to go off this year. I just feel like something is missing with Herbert's game, and his offense just needs like one more player. As much as that sounds, like I still think he's a great quarterback. He's like personally my favorite out of all three of them. And then Joe Burrow, like yeah, George, he missed that first like season basically. What a great draft class. It's unfortunate though. Joe Burrow just still doesn't have an offensive line. If he had an offensive line, him and Jamar Chase would just be tearing up the league. And you can already see that they already are pretty like they're a pretty great combo, quarterback receiver combo. So for me, I think Tua right now is the best quarterback.
Okay, Christian.
So I actually think Joe Burrow is the best all-around quarterback out of these 4. I think he just has the weakest team. I think Tua's kind of the perfect mix of athletic and accurate. I think Jalen Hurts is the more athletic out of all 4 of these guys. He can just make plays that the rest of them can't really make. Herbert, I've always been skeptical of him. I feel like he's Phillip Rivers without the IQ. All that dude has is he just has a rocket arm. But I think he makes bad decisions and he's not that accurate. So I'd put him last. So if I was drafting, I would probably take Joe, Tua, Hurts, and then Herbert.
Okay, quick poll here, real quick. Does anybody think Jamar Chase is the worst receiver out of these 4 weapons that they have?
Worst?
Yeah. So basically,
AJ
Tyreek
Brown.
Hill, AJ Brown, Keenan Allen, Jamar Chase.
No, I'd put him second.
All right, how about Joe Mixon? Is he the worst running back that these 4 have?
He's the best running back out of the 4.
Yeah, he's the best.
Then how
By far.
does Joe Burrow not have as good a team, bro?
He has no line and not a good
There's no
defense.
line.
But he has the weapon, bro.
Apparently they
Putting
built
up
up on
numbers,
their
he just
freaking
can't
O line
win
this
the game.
offseason. That's what like they freaking went after, and it still failed. It feels like.
All right. I'll rest my peace. All right. Raise your hand if you ever want to be a NBA GM.
Never?
If you would want to be an NBA GM. Really? You guys wouldn't want to be?
You said if we would.
No, you two raised your hands. Bailey Jordan's kind of just sitting over here.
I think it'd be too stressful.
All right, well,
Being a
Who are
GM
running
of any job.
AEW in 10 years.
all right, well, you guys kind of ruined the joke. So you're going first.
Oh, wait.
All right, George, you're going first.
Okay.
I'm about to make you a trade offer. You ready?
I'm ready.
Here's your voicemail. See if this thing works. All right.
Oh, God, I can't read that. George, I'm offering you Anthony Davis for Christian Wood, Spencer Dinwiddie, Reggie Bullock, and 3 first-round picks. And in return, wait. A 2025, 2027, and a 2029 first-round pick, and some swaps, I guess, 3 swaps as well, for Anthony Davis. What do you got to say?
I'm Dallas here.
You're Dallas.
Nah, I'm not taking that trade. I think that's how the show started, is that Anthony Davis can't stay fucking healthy. So there's no way I'm taking. Even they could offer me LeBron and I still probably wouldn't take it. I don't think one superstar is a team make. That's too much future.
All right. Anything else? Nope. All right. Bailey, you were second last here, so hit you up for a trade, man. Ready?
RJ Barrett, Mitchell Robinson, Obi Toppin, Quentin Grimes, a 2023 first round pick, another 2023 first round pick via Detroit, it's a 2025 pick from Milwaukee, and in return you get Anthony Davis. What do you got to say?
Definitely not. That's crazy. No, Anthony Davis, I think he's past his prime, and he's not worth an entire franchise, basically. Like, that is way too much for just one player. Maybe Anthony Davis and LeBron James, both of them, maybe for all that, but for just Anthony Davis, no, that's... If I was a GM, I would get fired if I took that trade. If not killed.
If the Knicks ever do anything this stupid, I will have to revoke my fandom.
I was trying to give you that one, but I messed up on there. All right. Well, since that was supposed to be yours, you're up. All right. Oh, whoops. Gotta hit the button. All right, you're the Bulls, Christian.
I'll give you Anthony Davis for Zach LaVine, Patrick Williams, Goran Dragic, and a 2023 first round pick.
No, I don't think I'd take it. I think Zach LaVine's too valuable. Dragic is kind of old, but he still has some value. And then a first-round pick. I just don't think Anthony Davis has a lot to offer anymore. I feel like he got his ring and he kind of just stopped playing as hard. He's injured all the time. I don't know. I don't think he's worth what people are thinking.
Okay, all right. Here's my last call. This one's for you, Matt. You're Brooklyn.
We'll give you Anthony Davis and a first round pick for Kevin Durant, straight up, bro.
No. I like everybody else is saying, like, this would probably be the most realistic trades out of the 4 that you showed us that could happen. But the Nets GM is just, like, I feel like so hard-headed that we already know what he wanted for Kyrie and KD in the offseason. Like, they were asking, like, for the Celtics, Marcus Smart, like Al Horford and Jaylen Brown for just Kevin Durant. So it's like Anthony Davis, the dude that plays 30 games a year compared to 35-point bucket every night almost consistently. Yeah, I still wouldn't take that. And Brooklyn is still giving up a first-round pick. Is that what that shows?
No, No, LA's giving you their pick.
Oh, LA. No, and LA would be dumb to do that as well because they don't have a freaking draft pick until 2027. So it's like you're kind of losing both ways.
Yeah, my brother says nobody's mortgaging their future for an unsure, healthy AD. I would agree. Yeah, I seen these earlier, and my dad's a Bulls fan. And I told him that Bulls one, and he like legit was like offended I even uttered those words to him.
The Knicks one is just crazy, man. That's like half the
Bro.
Knicks.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, those are all
Like
bad.
literally giving up our future for the next 10 years, basically.
All right, this one's for everyone. Who's the best team in the AFC? I'd like it if you all pick different ones. Yeah, let's do it. Well, everybody pick different ones. Looks like George is in last at the moment, so you get the first pick. All right. Who's the best team in the AFC? What do you got to say?
I'm taking the Chiefs. Oh, can I?
Yeah.
Can I say why?
Yeah, go
Okay.
ahead.
Hey, I think the Chiefs are by far the best team in the AFC right now. They look like they're clicking offensively, even without Tyreek Hill.
30-second pitches.
Travis Kelce's going off. Patrick Mahomes is still Patrick Mahomes, and the running game even looks good. The defense looks solid for the most part, and they're going to outscore any team besides maybe the Eagles at this point. So I just don't see I don't see the Bills as big of a threat, especially with Josh Allen potentially being injured. The Ravens are still the Ravens on defense right now, but Lamar Jackson needs to get paid.
All right. I believe Bailey is. Nope, Matt. Who you taking? New 30.
And I'm going to just have to go with the Bills. Josh Allen, he's tearing up the league. They have arguably the most complete team in the whole NFL right now, offense and defense. They're just going off. Hopefully Josh Allen plays this weekend. And heard that he was injured, but beginning of the year, Chiefs Bills, and right now, I just have to go with the Bills because George picked the Chiefs.
All right. Looks like Christian has a little bit of a lead on George. So on Bailey. Bailey, who you taking?
I would take the other option and say the Dolphins are the best team in the NFC or AFC. As I said earlier, I think Tua is the best quarterback out of the 2020 draft, if not the entire NFL. Tyreek Hill said he's the most accurate. They have the best receiving core in the NFL with Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill. They showed earlier in the season that you can never count them out with the comeback that Tua led with against the Ravens. Their defense is good enough. And yeah, I think the Dolphins are slept on, and with a healthy Tua, they're the best team in the NFL or in the entire NFL.
Good answers. But you went over it, bro. Come on. We're on time. Good answer, though. I like that you brought up another team. Christian, you got the Ravens or someone else? What do you got?
I actually will go with the Ravens. I get that they don't have a very good receiving core, but I think Lamar Jackson can do great things with anybody on that field. The defense, I feel like, is getting better. And if they I think the coaching has gotten better. They have better play calls in the fourth the last few weeks. If they can keep that up, then I think they'll make a pretty deep playoff run. And Lamar Jackson, the threat to beat any of these other teams if he's on point.
All right, cool. Thanks for ending early, too, because I forgot to put the clock on. And it seems the fans are agreeing with George. As in fans, I mean my brother, who's probably the only one in the chat right now. Let's move on to...
And he got the first pick.
All right. You're right, Matt. The fans also agree the Dolphins were a good alternate.
You know what?
All right.
Good pick.
All right, Matt, you're talking. So what does AJ Brown mean by this?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
What he means by this is it's literally just freaking Derrick Henry on offense. That's literally it. Derrick Henry is just the Titans. That's like the Tennessee Titans. Surprisingly, they're doing pretty good this season. But yeah, I really don't know the whole situation with AJ Brown on the Titans. Like before he got traded, I don't know if he was unhappy with the Titans, wanted a new system, but or if they just went out on bad terms. So Eagles obviously won that trade, and it's showing this year.
I'm
And
gonna cut you off. I bet you
okay,
do
go
30.
ahead.
I bet you do 30.
You're good.
So.
Wait, you
Alright.
did do the 30. I had 2 seconds.
No, but I started it super late.
Oh, okay. You're good.
All right, Christian, go ahead. What's AJ Brown saying here? 30.
Honestly, if you watch that Chiefs game, nobody was open. Freaking Malik Willis was running around all crazy. Nobody was there. He had to try to run, make plays. They just don't have a number one receiver. Like Robert Woods is kind of old and coming off an injury, and he barely plays. And I can't even name their other receivers now off the top of my head. So I think he's mostly saying they don't have receivers more than he's saying they're not open.
All right. Bailey?
I
What's he
think
saying?
AJ Brown, he's getting hit. He's angry because the Titans traded him for an 18th overall pick and 101 pick, and they used that 18th pick to draft a receiver. So he's kind of taking shots at that, saying, "Oh, you traded arguably the best receiver in the NFL to draft a receiver who's been on IR all season. You guys messed up, and it's karma because the Titans don't want to pay their receivers."
Okay. All right. George?
Yeah, I think what he was like directly referencing with this tweet was at some point in the fourth quarter, and I actually believe throughout the entire game, not a single Titans wide receiver had a reception from Malik Willis, and it was a horrendous game overall besides Derrick Henry, and Malik Willis looked terrible.
And for fans at home, Derek, we got a long time guest here, said Colts are the best, and I'll just leave it at that. Let's move on to. All right, this one's teams. You guys want to do left and right? All right, that works.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Let's see, what is this? Who's next to get fired? Who's got? Looks like George and Baylor in the lead. So Christian and Matt, who's next to get fired?
Go ahead, Christian.
Part of me really hopes it's Dennis Allen. Bro, that dude, he totally switched our playbook from last year because we have almost the same team and we just can't do anything. He picks terrible play calls. I think Hackett actually, he's coming off a win, so I don't think he's really in jeopardy right now. Kingsbury maybe, just because that team has been together for a while and they haven't produced. Ron Rivera's a good coach. That team's just not good, so it's kind of harsh to blame him. So I'm honestly gonna go with Dennis Allen because I don't think we'll keep him after this year.
Would you like to elaborate on that, Matt, or?
Yeah, I just want to say, I agree with most of your points, Christian. I think Ron Rivera is a good coach. He just doesn't have the team around him, and he's proven to be a great coach in the past. So once he gets that right team, and especially a quarterback, because he seems to do really well with a good quarterback in his system. Nathaniel Hackett, if he still doesn't figure it out, man, if he still doesn't have the time management, clock management, I think he'll probably be the next to go. Pretty crazy, especially for a rookie coach. Because just one more thing, we came into this season possibly making the playoffs, and I remember game 1 they were saying they were gonna Broncos and Cowboys in the Super Bowl, some of the analysts. So it's just we were kind of looking like a team that could have been legit and just hasn't produced.
So to get a solid answer, is your pick Dennis Allen or is it Nathaniel Hackett for team Matt Son?
No, we'll go Hackett. I think the Broncos they give up easier than other teams.
Okay, all right, team Bay George. who's getting canned.
Take it away if you want, baby.
Okay, I will. Cliff, I think he's safe. I think the Cardinals get rid of Murray before they get rid of Cliff Kingsbury. Hackett, he is a rookie coach, and I think the Broncos are willing to let him grow. The Broncos are tired of hiring a new coach every other season, so I think they're going to stick with Hackett for at least another 5 years or so. Ron Rivera, though, he's past his prime. He's not good. The Commanders, they're better than how Ron Rivera is coaching, and Ron Rivera is also showing a lack of leadership by blaming, Carson Wentz for everything. And I think Ron has been a scapegoat for a while for many teams, and he's going to be the Commanders' scapegoat, and they're going to fire him.
Anything to add on that, George?
I will double down on what Bailey's saying. I think Ron Rivera's got the hottest seat in the NFL. Not only is his team underperforming with a lot of talent, he's also in the midst of a possible owner turnover and a bunch of other stuff. He's easily got the most pressure on his shoulders right now from a PR standpoint with Dan Snyder and all that kind of jazz going on. So it's a clear-cut answer.
Okay. And the audience says Kingsbury. It says if Hackett got fired, wouldn't they still have to pay the contract like Carolina did? Wally World owner couldn't afford it though. Yes. I will say that is how teamwork is done. Team Matt's son. Bailey gave his pick, and then George doubled down and added to it. Y'all two went with two separate picks. All right, let's move on to. Speaking of coaches that got fired, the Colts coach got fired, and they brought in a guy who's never coached before in college or NFL, which is probably the first time ever. Matt, you want to start this one?
Yeah. Jeff Saturday, he coached high school football. I know that, and apparently did pretty well with that. But go ahead and hire Jeff Saturday. Like, Colts are basically done for this year. It's just he's just named interim head coach. He was talking about like, hey, you act like I haven't seen great leadership before. Blah blah blah. It's just like, why might as well give him a shot. Like I said, what do the Colts have to lose at this point? Didn't Matt Ryan get benched last week?
I think did he get hurt? Now.
3 weeks ago? Yeah,
Two.
Jesus. That was okay. So it's like, man, Colts really just don't have anything else to lose. Go ahead and just put him as the interim head coach.
All right, Christian. Oh, doesn't look. George, you want to go? Oh, he is there. Still, George, you want to go?
Take it away. I think it's actually really awesome. Jeff Saturday got hired as a head coach with absolutely no experience, and I hope it starts happening more often. People forget guys like Mike Tomlin and John Harbaugh that came out in little experience, took over the world. And I think it's awesome former players getting opportunities post-career to continue to be in the league. And I would like to see more of, like, for more teams, especially, like, the team that they played for historically.
All right, Christian, you ready now?
Yeah. So I don't understand where this came from. It's pretty much just like a friend who got a good position is just like helping his homies out. Like, because they also, if you watched the Manning cast on Monday, Sean Payton was making the joke. How many times did Irsay call Peyton Manning to be the coach before Peyton Manning had to turn his phone off so he couldn't get the calls no more? It just doesn't make any sense. Even that Jeff Saturday was like, yeah, this kind of came out of nowhere. I wasn't even expecting it. Doesn't really make any sense. And then his first act of duty was he named the quarterback's coach the play caller. Like, what the hell is that? Like, I don't know. I feel like the Colts are just giving up. They're probably going to tank for some picks and then draft a QB. It's just, I think it's a wash for them. I don't think Jeff Saturday will be the coach next year.
All right, Bailey.
I'm excited for the Jeff Saturday experiment. I think they're in the worst division in the NFL. They're only 2 wins behind the Titans. And as we were saying earlier, the Titans have no receivers at all. So I think that division's really up in the air. And best case scenario, Jeff Saturday takes the Colts to the playoffs. Worst case scenario, just like most interim coaches, he's done after the end of the season.
Christian, you have an argument for that worst division in the NFL? Comment?
No. I was actually laughing at what Michael said in the comments.
Oh, yeah, the Herschel Walker thing. All right, let's move on. Oh, a little note. If Matt Ryan gets back in and gets hurt, they have to pay like his full contract or something like that. And Christian, you're the quarterbacks coach doing the play calling. I guess nobody on that whole coaching staff has any experience doing that, so they kind of just went with him. Let's move on to. Okay, guys, it's pretty obvious how to save the Lakers season, right? I think we could all agree this move, bringing Dwight Howard back, would take them to the playoffs, right? Let's just reverse order. Bailey, you want to go?
Oh yeah, I think this makes complete sense for Dwight Howard. Obviously, he wants to play for the Lakers. I think out of any player in the NBA, Dwight Howard has the most chance to become like an actor after he retires from the league. He just has that star appeal, and it makes sense for him to want to be close to Hollywood.
All right, Christian.
Yeah, I mean, that team's already old enough as it is. They're already paying all these like past their prime guys so much money. I don't know why they would have wanted to add Dwight Howard to that anyway. And the way we save the Lakers season is pull a Colts and make Stephen A. Smith the coach of the Lakers, bro.
All right, Matt.
Can I see that again real quick?
Like what, the text?
Yeah, just the text. Um,
Dwight
yeah,
said he would have returned to LA if the team had been willing to give him a multi-year contract.
yeah, definitely wouldn't have helped the Lakers. I think just Dwight Howard is kind of done with his career, and he's openly like said that he is wanting to go into the WWE. So I think he's just trying to, find other ways in. But maybe this was after the championship year that he was wanting to return to the Lakers, that he's like referring to. So, I mean, a few years ago, yeah, it would have helped. Probably them not get like bounced out of the first round so fast against the Phoenix Suns. But man, Dwight Howard, it's just good for him to retire a Hall of Famer that he is.
But not top 75. George, you ready?
Yep. I mean, obviously Dwight Howard would want to go back to the Lakers. Who wouldn't want to play for the Los Angeles Lakers? Am I right? With LeBron and Anthony Davis, they'd be an unstoppable trio together. But instead, he's gonna go apply his craft in the squared circle, as they call it, and become the next WWE champion. Maybe even beat Roman Reigns.
Okay. To answer your question, I don't want to be ran over by a bus. You got something, Christian?
Didn't Dwight just sign a contract with a team overseas?
I had heard that, but
I know.
I heard that, but I don't think it's true.
Yeah.
It was like in Taiwan or something.
Yeah, that's what I thought it said.
Yeah, Michael's saying multi-year is Dwight's basically crazy because he can barely move better than LeBron, I guess. I would offer Dwight a multi-year contract if I was the Lakers, but I'd offer him a multi-day, as in 10-day, to see what it looks like.
He had a good energy off of the bench when he was playing with the Lakers. He had a good like energy coming off the bench, but multi-year, I don't know. Yeah, his career is kind of done, man.
I just think like a contender like the Warriors should offer him like a year, but like why would the Lakers offer him a multi-year when they already stink? You know, like what would you guys say the Lakers owe Dwight an apology?
What?
Don't interrupt the segment, bro. does MJ owe Isaiah an apology?
Absolutely.
What do you have to say about that? Yeah, sure, George. What do you have to say about that?
We all know Michael Jordan's a raging like narcissist, so obviously he owes Isaiah Thomas an apology. If you watch The Last Dance, he made Isaiah Thomas look like an absolute monster. So I think MJ's just a crazy, crazy, terrible person, personally. Gambling addictions and all that. And the conspiracy theories that he got his, yikes. So yeah, he should apologize to Isaiah Thomas and everybody else in the world,
All right, Matt.
Isaiah Thomas, wham. Sorry, you looked bad in The Last Dance because you were a horrible person on the Bad Boys, clotheslining people, punching people, not shaking hands to Michael Jordan. And we've heard Michael Jordan talk about, I take everything personally, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, poor sportsmanship by Isaiah Thomas because he never shook Michael Jordan's hand. And that's just why he took everything so personally for all those years. That's why he wasn't on the dream team because Isaiah Thomas is still salty about the most weak stuff ever. No apology needed. 40 years later, far gone.
All right, Bailey.
I think that, back when they were playing the game, that they played with a certain type of hatred, and I don't think that they're ever going to get past that. I think Isaiah Thomas hates Michael Jordan, and Michael Jordan hates Isaiah Thomas. And, the Pistons took out Michael Jordan early in his career, and he used that hatred against that team to become great. And Isaiah Thomas hates him for it.
All right, Christian. Go ahead, finish it.
Yeah, I think Isaiah Thomas is just being petty. He was jealous of Michael Jordan because they beat his ass for 2 seasons, and then he found a way to be better than them, and he couldn't live with it. And this dude, how long has he been holding this grudge? Bret Hart didn't even hold the grudge against Shawn Michaels that long, bro. And that dude, basically took a chunk of his career. So he's just salty. And if you watch his commentary, when he's talking about NBA games, he's, kind of a douche. He makes little snobby comments about all the players, and I think he's just a passive-aggressive douchebag.
Good answer, but you did go over.
I
Hey,
didn't even notice the time.
Bro, I was looking at his hair the other day on NBA TV. I was like, this hair got to be spray on, man. Or I don't know what it is, but it's the worst haircut I've ever seen in my life.
My thing with Isaiah and even Scottie Pippen is that's MJ just telling stuff that didn't happen, and it's if MJ called Scotty a crossdresser in the locker room or something. That's how mad they're getting, But anyways, let's move on to the Nets didn't hire Ime Udoka. Matt, based on your action, what do you got to say on this?
Yeah, thank God. I'm so happy he didn't go to the freaking Nets. I've kind of done a little bit more research. Apparently, he slept with one of the Celtics VPs, very high up person, his wife. So that's why he got suspended for that year, and took half of his pay from his salary, his coaching salary, which was $4 million. I'm just glad it didn't go to the rival Nets because personally, Ime did something that Brad Stevens couldn't do with the Celtics team. As bad as it sounds, as bad as a person he seems to be, I really hope he returns to the Celtics next year because man, I just think he's a mastermind, man. He's a Popovich prodigy.
All right, Bailey, you're wearing green. What do you got to say on this?
I think the Nets made a mistake. They definitely should have hired him because, as Matt said, he is a genius. And I get having backlash and stuff, and it seems like the Nets, listen to, their fans, especially with the Kyrie Irving stuff, suspending him, and they are just trying to avoid controversy. And I respect that, not being controversial just to win. And but dang, they really missed out because he is a genius.
Okay, Christian?
I mean, honestly, I think they shouldn't have fired Steve Nash in the first place because I don't think he was the issue. I feel like there's just too many toxic personalities on that team. It's just going to cause no one to have chemistry. And until they get rid of that, no coach is really going to help them that much.
All right, George?
I think the Nets made a solid move as a franchise. They have stuff going on in their organization already with and everything going on. Don't take on any more you can handle because you're handling the first one super well. So yeah,
Okay.
I agree with the move.
Question for everybody. Was George like breaking out when he was talking?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, he was.
I pointed that the best I could, George, based on the key words I heard. But let's move on. Oh, Michael said Time Hill. Someone will get desperate enough to hire him. I don't know how many coaches would actually would Kevin Durant and Kyrie would actually listen to. So I don't know. It's tough. But here's another one where everybody gets one choice. So,
No.
Christian, I'll let you go first this time. I don't remember what this one was. Oh, NFL team most on upset watch for Week 9. We got Cowboys against the Packers, Dolphins against the Browns, Eagles against Washington, Giants versus Texans. Who's going to upset them and why? One pick.
I'm going to go
You
Browns.
can have a whole minute on this. Go ahead.
Okay, the Dolphins have been in some real close games lately. They've been in some shootouts. The Browns can score. We've seen that. And I feel like they're beating the good teams they face and losing to the bad teams. So I think they have a really good chance, especially if Nick Chubb is on his game. I think they got a good chance to upset the Dolphins. The Packers, I think, are just done, especially with all that stuff coming about the wide receivers this week. Washington won't beat the Eagles. And the Texans will put up a fight, but I think the Giants' defense will be able to stop Dameon Pierce, and then they won't get much going.
Okay. Matt, you ready?
Yeah.
You have until 2:20.
Okay. So this is my hot take. I'm just gonna say the Eagles in Washington. That's gonna be the big upset this week. Main reason why I picked that out of the three is a division rivalry game. You can never really predict a division rivalry game, even though it doesn't really mean a lot. It does mean a lot, obviously, but I just always seem to think out of these four teams that the Eagles are going to get upset at their first loss of the season.
You done?
That's really all I got. Yeah,
All right, George, you got until 1:40.
All right, I'm gonna take the Giants and the Texans. The Texans are gonna obviously upset the Giants. I think Davis Mills is good for at least one good game per season, and this could be that game. Giants also need to come back down to earth a little bit. They've been kind of outperforming their talent, and even though their head coach, I think, is super talented, it's just that time of the year where teams kind of that step down into reality.
All right, Bailey, why are the Packers going to beat the Cowboys? You have until 1:13.
Packers are going to beat the Cowboys because Aaron Rodgers owns that team. He is 7-2 against the Cowboys in his career. Two of those wins being in the playoffs, and ever since Des Bryant dropped the ball in the playoffs, the Cowboys it's just something mental for that team, and they cannot beat the Packers. And so I don't think the Cowboys are that good. So the Packers are going to expose the Cowboys. Dak Prescott's going to throw multiple interceptions.
that's a given.
Is that who you were going to pick from the start, the Cowboys? I mean, yeah, the Cowboys.
Yeah, it was.
Because you seemed awfully prepared with those answers. All right,
I was pumped up. I was like, yes.
let's move on. This is the last question before someone's eliminated. Raise your hand if you watch Raw. All right, Matt, you can go first then. How
Right.
awful was this, dude? I mean, what do you got to say about this cash in?
So I really don't know too much about it, but from reading about it, because I didn't watch Raw, did he cash in for Seth Rollins' US Championship, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And was this like all unscripted? Like, was this like all not supposed to be a part of like the script?
I mean, I would imagine Triple H scripted this.
Did he? Okay. Well, yeah, from reading about it, I really don't know what happened, but yeah, that obviously will mess up Theory's career because um, it, he didn't. I really don't know. I honestly, I'm just gonna say I really don't know what freaking happened. I know that he cashed in for Seth Rollins' belt, not Roman Reigns, and then yeah, he's just gonna have to like restart from the bottom.
Here,
That's it. Go ahead and just eliminate me right now. Just throw me out.
let's have some fun with this. Let's see if the guys can help you figure out what happened.
They all
Christian,
can.
what first happened?
First, Bobby Lashley accepted Seth Rollins' open challenge.
Okay. George, what then happened?
After like Bobby beat the crap out of Mustafa Ali backstage, he came out. Him and Seth had a match that went to no contest or something like that. Or
Ooh,
Bobby got counted out.
the match never officially started because
Never
Bobby just
officially even
started
started.
whooping
Okay,
him.
yeah.
Bailey, what happened after that though?
Austin cashed in and ate a curb stomp, and 1, 2, 3, Rollins won.
All right, Christian, what are your thoughts on this?
So I got a lot of things wrong with this. The first thing wrong with it is why would Bobby accept the challenge and then just not start the match? Like, why'd you even accept it then? Second, cashing in for a mid-card title is one of the dumbest ideas I've ever heard, especially when they were implementing things that he might cash in for the NXT title, which, yeah, it's like the developmental title, but at least it's a main title, and he could have been the star of a show. That would have been way better. And then to lose that mid-card title chance, and especially it's a belt he just had a few months ago. Like, it's not even a new belt. It doesn't give him anything else. It's just the same old thing. It just doesn't make sense. And he has like 5 more months to cash in and just seemed pretty rushed. It's the worst cash in ever. I thought Baron Corbin's was the worst, but this tops it.
All right, George, what do you got to say?
From the very beginning of this entire event segment, I absolutely hate it. I got really hyped for the open challenge. That's why I even tuned into Raw in the first place, because we all know how I feel about the WWE, so I won't get into it. But I actually watched Raw for the first time in a long time, and I got real hyped that Seth Rollins was going to have an open challenge, and then it just turned out to be Bobby Lashley, and then the match didn't even really happen, and then like I'm on the same page with Christian. Who the hell cashes in for a mid-card title? It's a guaranteed shot at a world championship, and you just throw it out the damn window for the United States Championship, the championship that means literally less than anything besides the 24/7 championship in the WWE. Great job. Great booking, Triple H. I think this was his first huge misstep as the head book in charge, and I think he might have something personal against Austin Theory. Like maybe he's doing something crazy backstage, or something's up. Something's up with that man.
All right, Bailey, finish it off. You need
I'm a,
negative 3 points to stay in this.
okay. I like Austin Theory a lot, and I don't think really anybody else does, especially not in the locker room, besides Vince McMahon. And ever since Vince McMahon left, Austin Theory has just kind of felt like, just lost in the shuffle. And this was horrible. Just comes in, eats the curb stomp, 1, 2, 3. Wasn't competitive, just a weird segment, felt put together last second. And like George said, something weird must be going on backstage behind the scenes with Austin Theory, because everybody hates him besides Vince McMahon. Um, yeah, I also think the WWE is kind of burying the Money in the Bank briefcase because just a few years ago Otis won it and he didn't do anything with it. Now Austin Theory's, now we have 5 months without a Mr. Money in the Bank.
Yeah. I'll just say A-Town has never been more down, guys. Matt, you were in it the whole time up until this last WWE question. Any final words?
Shouldn't have picked MLB. God damn it.
All right, guys, moving on. Another WWE question, so maybe it's good. Matt didn't make it this far, but who's got the least amount of points? All right, Christian. It's rumored Mr. You Can't See Me's going to be back at WrestleMania. Who should he face? Logan Paul seems to have an idea who.
I don't really want to see that match. Kind of like at this point, it's two celebrities wrestling.
And only name one person, by the way, before you go.
Okay. And plus, with that injury, I don't even think Logan Paul will be ready by WrestleMania. I think he's kind of just fishing for some headlines. I think especially with this failed cash in, it's got to be Austin Theory. That's like the perfect way to build him back up. Is like this was like him getting like his comeuppance for being so cocky the last year, and he'll build himself back up and get the title, get the match against Cena, beat Cena at Mania, and then that makes him like elevated right off the bat. So I think that's the perfect way to go about it. And hopefully by then his character's changed and he's not taking selfies and all that.
All right. Bailey. Oh, actually, wait. George. Who should it be?
Personally, I think the time for a John Cena come and go. I don't think there's anybody that can top last match with against Bray Wyatt at that Firefly Funhouse or against Reigns. The last two matches he had were beautiful and poetic. I don't think they could be replicated again. Personally, not a big fan of Austin Theory, so I'd hate to see that match. The Logan Paul match might be entertaining, but I agree. I don't think he'll be back in time. And it's not like he can go after Roman again. It's not like he can Firefly Funhouse. So what's even the point anymore?
I don't know if you cut out or not, but did you name anybody?
No, that's my big controversy is I don't think he should come back.
I mean, I guess that is naming somebody. He shouldn't be there. But all right, Bailey.
If John Cena, if he comes back, definitely not against Logan Paul. Austin Theory would be cool, but who I think he should face is Bray Wyatt. For opposite reason of George, the Firefly Funhouse match was my favorite cinematic match maybe ever, and I just think the vignettes and the segments that Bray Wyatt could do leading up to him and John Cena finally getting that rematch in the ring in the squared circle, I think it would just make for great TV. And I think the perfect way to build Bray Wyatt up as a character and solidify him is to have him absolutely squash John Cena at WrestleMania.
Okay, all right. So, George, looks like you're out of it by 2. The baseball questions really hurt you. What's your final?
My final words are just gonna repeat Matt's. He really shouldn't have chose freaking baseball. damn.
I'll give you one just for that. But
Thank you for having
which box are you? There we go. Showdown. Last time either of you guys were on, you didn't lose. So somebody's going home with a fat L here, and you guys are tied right now. And the last question is: the Knicks may be hoarding picks to trade for a megastar. Who's that megastar? And since Christian's the Knicks fan, you can go second.
Okay, so I'm going first.
You are going first.
Who is that superstar? Definitely not Anthony Davis. I think maybe Kevin Durant, maybe hoarding all those picks to somehow trade for the first overall pick. Um, but if they're going to trade for a superstar already in the NBA, it would be, I think the only person would be Luka Doncic that could actually come in and change that team. So,
Anything to
so
go with
that's my
that?
pick, Luka. Uh, he's the only real superstar in the NBA that's probably worth a superstar trade. I don't think there's any other person in the NBA that can change a team so fast.
Okay. Christian, who's that superstar?
I really hope it's not Anthony Davis. The rumors got me scared. If we're being, man, it's just there's not a lot of guys that I know that got a lot of trade buzz right now. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Paul George. I think the Clippers aren't panning out as well as they thought. Kawhi could lead that team without him. So I think if they're gonna make a play, I think it will be for Paul George because he's the only kind of superstar player I can see anyone even really trading right now. I don't think we have enough for KD. Anthony Davis would be a dumb trade, but I could see the Knicks doing that. They're always doing dumb stuff. Luka, I don't think Dallas would ever part with him. I think he's a lifer there for as long as he can be. So yeah, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Paul George.
I don't know, man. I don't know about those. If I was taking a shot in the dark, I'd say Damian Lillard. But
I wanted to say him, but I don't think the Blazers are gonna do it.
all right, Bailey. This seems to be a tradition. Matt knows about it. Do you want to give Christian a point to go to overtime?
Yes, let's do it.
Oh, did that happen to you last time you were here also?
Me?
No, Bailey.
Oh.
Oh yeah, no, it did.
All right.
I think I gave Matt a point.
Fighting champion here, guys. All right, Matt. You pick the year this time. George, you pick the sport.
Any sport.
Any year?
I mean, all right. Let's say 2000s and up. Let's go there.
Oh, jeez. Then let's just do 2000.
All right, year 2000, guys. And what sport is this?
The NFL.
All right, NFL 2000.
Boo.
All right, all right, George. Passing touchdowns, rushing touchdowns, receiving touchdowns. Which one?
Passing touchdowns.
All right, passing touchdowns. 2000. Bailey was in the lead, so you can go first. We're looking for, you'll each get 5 picks, top 10 passing TDs, 2000.
I'll guess Brett Favre.
Hold on. Back and forth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Brett Favre.
Warner.
Hold on, guys. Jesus. Man. In the two. Nope. Couldn't have said like 2001, Matt, or something. It keeps trying to pull up the 2000s. Alright.
Do 2001 then.
No, I found it. Alright, chill. Alright. Who was your guess, Bailey?
Brett Favre.
Brett Favre. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, no, he was 11th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, he was 11th.
So close.
All right, Christian.
Kurt Warner.
Kurt Warner was 9th. Isn't that crazy? You could be 9th with 21 touchdowns. Actually,
Different team.
I apologize there, Bailey. Brett Favre is tied for 10, so technically he counts. So I'll give you that point to balance. All right, go ahead.
Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning is tied for first. Christian
Dante Culpepper.
is tied for first. Bailey?
Mac. It's very hard.
You're both two guesses in.
I will guess. Drew Brees.
Drew Brees. I am not seeing. Christian?
Man. Trying to remember what season was his last season. I'm gonna go on a limb and say Trent Dilfer.
Trent Dilfer has probably never made the top 10.
Damn.
All right. This is guess, what, 4 now? No, this is guess 3.
Yeah, 4, 3. No, this is 4.
This is 4?
Yeah, because I
Oh,
did
yeah.
Brett Favre,
You're right,
Peyton Manning, and crap, his name is just escaping me. I cannot think of his name. The guy that Tom Brady replaced. I can't think of his name. That would be my guess. But yeah, 2000s NFL. That's very, very tough. Everyone I'm thinking of, I feel like, was drafted in like 2001, 2002. So I will guess Ben Roethlisberger.
George, I know you know it. What year was he drafted?
2004?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 2004.
Right. Thanks.
Christian, guess number 4.
God, dude, it's so hard to even think of quarterbacks. I was like 5. Steve McNair.
Steve McNair. No.
Dang, what?
All right, last guess, guys.
McNabb.
McNabb is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, I'm pretty sure that's the game, but for sportsmanship, what do you got, Christian? Oh, wait, no, this one tied, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was like, what?
All right, one guess. It's tied.
Drew Bledsoe.
Drew Bledsoe is who Bailey was thinking of earlier, and is not on here. Again, Bailey wins at the buzzer.
Woo! Let's go.
All right, so we were looking for Jeff Garcia, Rich Gannon, Elvis Gerback. Don't know him.
Who did he play for?
He doesn't even have a picture. Kerry Collins, Vinny Testaverde, and Mark Brunell.
Oh, Mark Brunell.
Yeah, I don't know who this Elvis Gerback is.
Yeah, he's like the only name that I literally have never heard in my life.
Ever.
He went to Michigan. It won't.
9
teams.
seasons with the Chiefs.
Oh, he played for the Chiefs?
Oh, he was Steve Young's backup.
There you go,
Played for the
George.
Ravens, the Chiefs, and the Niners.
George with the research there. I'll give him a point for that. But all right, Bailey, you want to get talk your trash? Get your minute or 30 seconds.
All right. Last time I won, Eagles were undefeated. I win again. Eagles are still undefeated. Next time I win, Eagles are still going to be undefeated. Super Bowl, Jalen Hurts is going to get his revenge against Tua. And AEW, that's the best wrestling company in the entire world. And that's my minute. That's my champion minute. And still, Bailey.